guys, and welcome back to El Merengue Culé, Barcelona against Getafe, match day number 5. Interesting lineup. For me, the biggest surprise was seeing Christensen next to Eddie Garcia. That's where I want to emphasize the most focus on, especially in this first half, to see kind of who will be that partnership next to Pau Cubarsí, who's currently injured and won't be playing for this match. I think not just for this game, for the rest of the season, it's important to see who's going to be that deadly duo.
I mean, I'm just shocked that Araujo is still not getting minutes. You know, he didn't play in the Champions League. Now he's not playing. So definitely something potentially going on. But definitely remains to be seen. And then up top, interesting that Rashford's not playing or Fermin. So we'll see. Getafe tends to be a very difficult opponent for Barça.
True.
And especially the form that Getafe is coming in. After their first 4 games, they've won 3. Only losing to Valencia, which is pretty surprising. Compared to, based off of how bad Barça destroyed Valencia last game. But Getafe's already beat Sevilla, Celta Vigo, and Real Oviedo.
Impressive. One of, if not their best starts to a La Liga season.
Currently in 4th place. So definitely we're in for a good game. We'll see you guys at the end of the first half. Let's get started. Okay, guys, we are back from the first half. I mean, let's talk about that golazo.
It was beautiful for Rafinha to just find that pass, and then Olmo. That's the player I want to highlight the most, just because we're coming in from last week where Fermin was the star of the show. Talked about, he was in every single headline.
Yeah. And
we're all like, okay, should he be the starter? But like I said, the key to a Champions League winning team is having the depth. And when Fermin takes a break, when he sits the bench, Olmo pulls up and shows a world-class performance. And that's what a Champions League winning team needs. So shout out to that. And of course, Ferran Torres, already 2 goals, almost banging in that hat-trick. Unfortunately, he hit the crossbar.
Yeah, minute 45.
Barcelona, in the first 10 minutes, looked like it was going to be a very tough game. Getafe was very tight, very blocked. And from minute 1, you saw they were coming out, swinging legs, pushing, pulling. A very choppy game that honestly has me pretty pissed off. How many fouls has Kunde received? How many, intense, we call them planchas, where you just step on, the feet, the toes, anything. And it's look, I'm not going to sit here and say any of those are red cards because I don't think they are. But the accumulation of it is just frustrating.
Yeah, honestly, Getafe did what they had to do, which was come out strong.
They did.
But they've definitely crossed that boundary of, playing aggressive
and sportsmanship
and playing just dirty.
Yeah.
And I think they definitely crossed that line. I'm really shocked that there hasn't been a red card, you were saying.
Me too.
But at the same time, to play devil's advocate, I'm shocked that Rafinha didn't get a red card.
I'm not going to deny that. It is a push. It was light. But at the end of the day, you're a player with a yellow card. You shouldn't be doing that type of thing.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Rashford warming up around 8 minutes before the halftime ended. I wouldn't be surprised, and I think it would be the smart move to just rotate that. We know Rafinha tends to have a little bit. He tends to run hot, a little bit more on the hot-headed side of things. Mm-hmm. Let's switch him out, especially with the way they're coming out. We don't want to risk an injury. And let's just hope the ref can kind of get a hold of this game, because right now he's definitely losing it.
Yeah. So we'll see how this game ends. It's currently 2-0. I find it with the way Getafe is playing, that's also pissing me off because I feel like they win the ball back. They're just kicking it.
They're just not even trying to play pretty or play at all. It's just how can we make the most damage?
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't make me overly confident that they can try to climb their way back into this game. I think they would take something very special, an early goal, and then something very special from them. So I'm not too optimistic. We'll see what the second half comes with. Maybe Ferran bags a hat trick. We'll see. So we'll see you guys at the end of the game. Well, all right, guys, we are back after full time. Barça ends up getting the 3-0 victory. Another very valuable 3 points to continue the battle with Real Madrid. Real Madrid still first place with 15 points, and Barça with 13 points, I believe. And Ricky, what were your thoughts after the whole game?
After the second half was a little bit more slow. I think Barca started a little more slow.
Yeah.
Getafe surprisingly went and pushed for it. But they continued on with their bullshit of fouling and just being little cunts, if I'm being honest. I liked when Hansi Flick started rotating players, just to test different players out. I think Marcasado had a pretty instant impact.
Yeah.
Played a great through ball onto
Rashford.
To Rashford, who despite not being able to find himself on the sheet, did okay. He had a few good sprints. You can tell he's a very physically, he's got a big body.
Big physique, yeah.
And then he was able to find Dani Olmo pretty well on that third goal.
I mean, Rashford may have not scored today, but once again, he did add to his stats for the season, getting an assist, which now makes it 2 goals and 2 assists for him this season, and I believe all of those came in the past 3 games. So pretty, if you start to factor in these past games, in the general grand scheme of Rashford's start to his Barcelona career,
pretty good.
I would say it's pretty decent. I mean, he's having a good impact. He's providing an option for Flick off the bench. I think ultimately Rashford is never going to be a starter at Barcelona, but he's definitely made this absence of Lamine be a little less felt within Barcelona. I think that's pretty significant. Another thing that we'll be talking a lot about in the podcast. So quick reminder, guys, to make sure you subscribe. Episode 3 of the VAR Check Podcast coming in tomorrow is the depth that Barcelona is really having in the squad. We already touched on a little bit with Olmo, with Rashford. He's even getting in that Rooney Bargy guy who is not amazing, but he's young and he's having a decent performance and his performances here and there. Another player that I wanted to highlight was Gerard Martin.
Yeah. I mean, invisible in the best way possible.
Yeah.
He's somebody that obviously when Balde gets injured, it's a big loss because Balde provides so much in the transition, so much in the attack, his speed. He's almost like a winger that can defend.
Yeah.
But with Gerard Martin, he's you can count on him. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, he gets the job done. Not very many people get past him. He proved it last season in the Champions League against Inter. For the most part, he had a good game. And the absence of Balde has not been noticed a whole lot.
Not really. But they were saying that he's getting ready it's close for his return. They're hoping against Real Sociedad, which another thing that I guess we're waiting to see is where Barca is going to end up playing, because it seems like they're just, house hopping with no real place, no real stadium. I guess my final thoughts and questions is just who you think was a man of the match. There's one pretty clear option, but
yeah, I mean Ferran Torres with the 2 goals, but I'm gonna stick it with Dani Olmo. I think just that vision throughout the whole game, I think he had a pretty good game.
Yeah, and ended up finishing it off with his goal.
Yeah.
So pretty decent performance. I mean, I think the biggest thing that I just take from Ferran is the evolution that I've seen in him. Whenever he got to Barca,
I thought it was the most waste.
I mean,
$60 million.
They paid like 60 for him, and I've never been the biggest fan of him. Whereas other players I've admired right away. But Ferran has been that guy that I feel like he's had to win me over. But I'm really starting to see that change in him. In that second goal that he got today, he really timed his run very well. The finish was well, it was composed. The goalie's coming at him. He didn't go crazy. He stayed composed and put it in the corner. Just a lot of maturity, and on top of that, the main thing about Ferran is his versatility. He's been able to play for Lewandowski while he was injured as a striker. Lewandowski comes back, not a problem. I'll go right back to the wing and continue performing and scoring goals just like I left off. Mm-hmm. So Ferran for me is my man of the match. Once again, his evolution. But of course, we want to hear from you guys down in the comments who you thought was the man of the match, what your thoughts are on the game. And overall, guys, once again, reminder, the podcast is coming. We have a lot of topics, including the level of La Liga. I think that's something that we are getting ready to discuss. We were kind of talking about it during the game. So definitely conversations that you're not going to want to miss out on. Finally, Champions League conversations. Obviously, a lot about Real Madrid. And the other big one, Balón de Oro. Balón de Oro. So it's going to be a very jam-packed episode with a lot to talk about. You're not going to want to miss it. Ricky, any final thoughts, comments?
No, sir. I'm excited for tomorrow.
All right, guys. With that being said, we'll see you then, and peace out.